Thank you so much for the kind invitation, particularly Professor Andreas. I really appreciate it. And also Elizabeth here, this kind of invitation. Please take note, guys, in the exam. I would like to present to you, everybody, how the Maya people, the small-scale farmers, produce the food, the meals. They depend on different fields, for instance, on the milpa system, the agriculture system, also for the home garden, also for the rainforest, also for the vegetable they have to do. And also they do many things to survive, to reduce the risk, to reduce the vulnerability, right? And also they live now in the globalization, in the hyper-globalization. A lot of movements. Also, the big enterprises, Mexico, came to do something. For instance, Volkswagen, Audi, Toyota, many huge companies, Amazon as well, stay in the peninsula of Yucatan. Choose a small picture. Oops.
Again.
Yeah, it's a picture. Is to understand what is Mexico. Mexico is a little bit now. Yeah. Mexico has a 170 million people in the 2000. Also, we have the expenses on life, 70 years old. The rural people lives in 80% of the total population. But I would like that everybody pay attention to this one. Agriculture sector, the private sector, of course, contribute to the GDP almost 4% of the GDP. The total sacrifice from the maize production is 7 million hectares, right? The average of the harvest is almost 3.8 maize tons by acre. It depends because we have a huge context, high yielding in the north part of Mexico. It depends on the land of the irrigation. We also have a maize production on the hills, in flat. It depends on the irrigation season as well. I feel proud because Mexico is a center of origin of the main crops, almost 200. You can see the pictures. Center of origin of maize, chili, beans, and squash. Where the center of origin of these crops? Also avocado, also cacao, and other crops, right? This is our biocultural heritage for the Aztec, for Mayan people, for Aztec, for the Olmeca, many cultures. Mexico is a huge heterogeneous landscape. And I would like to spend a few minutes, I can spend half hour more to explain to you how the policy changed and the structural change. At the beginning, before 1988, Mexico, it was a closed economy. We don't receive imports. And after that, we signed the NAFTA, the North American Agreement with Canada and the United States, we had a huge change, beginning with the GATT in 1988, and after that NAFTA, and continues today, this trade United States, Mexico, and Canada. I would like to put some key policy reforms in agrarian reform in 1992. The kilos are able to stabilize. Probably most of you know the historical of Mexico, which it has a revolution in 1910, and the farmers wins the property rights of the land. And now, after 1992, you can sell the land as a privilege. Also, we have the free trade and agreement. And also, I would like to show you that we have a high heterogeneity of maize sector, irrigation versus rainfed, monocrop versus polycrop, market versus self-consumption, local seed versus improved. That is a huge spectrum how to produce maize in Mexico. This presentation belongs to the smallest farm planting in the marginal lands with local seed. It is on the markets. And also, after the free agreement, it's increased the agro-industrial sector of private capital. And also we have the challenges, climate change. Now, I would like to say some words about the agroecological policy is incipient. It's not very clear. Nobody is talking about regularly talking about the agroecological public policy sector in Mexico. Mexico is a is a middle income country. We have a great contrast prevalent to Mexico, the indigenous Mexico, and the modernity Mexico. We still, with a 43% or 44% still in poverty condition. That means 55 million of inhabitants in Mexico still poor. Most of the people that in the labor cage still of work in the informal sector. Also Yucatan. Yucatan has this big contrast. You can see, if you travel to Mérida, very welcome, you will be seeing very nice places that the free world, many companies is coming to Yucatan. It's very close to Cancun, the big resort, with very nice hotels, very nice beaches, and also the poverty. The Mayan people still continue farming. Also, we have problems with climate change. This picture taken for me, that I remember my father-in-law, probably here. He used to go to the beach, my father-in-law. He has 100 meters of the beach. Now you can see the houses in front of the beach. The peninsula of Yucatan is quite flat, totally flat. There is no hills. All the water is on the ground. There is no rivers, there is no lakes, there is nothing. This is a flat condition. In 2020, Paulina yesterday told you that we have 5 events, 2 hurricanes, and 3 storms. It was the picture. This is our governor from the state of Yucatan, Mauricio Vila, is high vulnerability in my place. This is the data I bring to you data information. It's collected for a project in my home university, one of my projects funded by Kellogg Foundation. And we did these interviews in 382 rural households from 15 localities and 13 municipalities. Yucatan is almost 106 municipalities. Right. I would like to show you something very fast. As you know, that the traditional smallholder farmers play a significant role for food and livelihood security. Rural farmers, most of local traditional middle-income countries, they contribute to society an important agricultural function and services. Remember, yesterday, Paulina talked about the environmental services from farmers. They still continue planting the local seed, maize, squash, beans, and everything. This is adaptation to the climate change. Probably the farmers, they doesn't know about the climate change, but they recognize, they receive the effect of the climate change. A strong drought, and everything is affected by them. Okay, this is talking about now, from my point of view, this is a very nice example what the impact is. It's quite stunning. You can see no tractor work in a piece of land. The farmers have to find a piece of land to plant 3 seeds at least: maize, beans, and squash. Working, looking for a piece of land and to put the seed correctly. This is another characteristic, is a karstic soil. That means that everything you put on the soil, everything goes to the groundwater. Okay, I use for my economics college, I use this model It's a recursive economic model. The production is for self-consumption. And also we have to look at this note that most of the farmers, most of them do a different activities because the prices is go up and go down, and they have many regularities. You can see as well impact from the climate change. For that reason, they have an income diversification, many activities. This is the model. It is one, I draw this one by myself, and I would like to talk today about the vegetable production, forest access, we call it locally monte, is the forest, also home garden, is the typical house in Yucatan. You can see probably in the front, in average 60 meters on the front, and to back 100 meters. That means 6,000 meters, square meters, usually houses. They have different plants, different things, animals, vegetables. Okay. How to characterize? This is the coming from the survey. Most of the, at least 46% of the farmers in the field produce milk, 9% has a beekeeping, 84% has solar, backyard, access to the rainforest, handicraft, etc. Public policy programs. Most of the 65% receive public policy programs. It's a picture. You can see how to plant in the milpa system. 20% of the farmers imported one crop, 55 of farmers with crops, 36 of the 35 of the farmers produce at least crops and everything. Also, you can see the next slide. This is the solar garden on the backyard. Solar production is talking about yesterday, Paulina talk about the relationship with women and the relation of the humans with the nature. Also, we have animals in the backyard, poultry, pig, sheep, cattle, and everything. Also, we have this. You can pay attention. This is apis from Europe. We have also African, but Melipona is the Mayan bee. That means you are able to put bees in the backyard without problem. They don't have to be dangerous to manage. Obviously, without bees, there is no production. We need the pollinator, right? This is a very nice topic talking about the public policy programs. You can see the number of household paid don't report to receive of benefits from public policy programs, and there is 40% of households reported at least 2 public policy programs. I want to show you what kind of the public policy program is still now in this federal administration with the President Andrés Manuel. We have 5. This is pensiones para el bienestar, for cash transfer for the adults. And also, Sembrando Vida is productive agroforestry, also supporting the farmers, also for the final report, and scholarship for the students, and so on. This is an important topic to pay attention. The federal government gives for free fertilizer to the house. At least 600 kilograms by producer. Also, we have a big challenge now. This is a federal program, a federal project for the federal government. The Tren Maya. It's not for the Mayan. It's not. They use appropriation of the culture of the name the Maya. Maya hypothesis is increasing the rich people and decreasing or increasing the poor people. This is the possible characteristic, the effect of the usable, they use fireworks, and they don't have mosquito protection in the house, and electricity, water, chemicals, milpa. This is a difference. This is important to understand because most of the farmers are poor, young people, they don't attend the milpa system. They want to work in the Cancun or the capital city. Oops. Yeah, I would like to close the remarks. Poverty level, imagine our people living with 87 euros per month. This is the poverty. Yeah, I want to pass this poverty index. This is a very nice econometric model report in the paper. Is the number of crops, total crop in the host. This is the Poisson model. We ask what factor contribute to still in the contribute to the maintain agroecological system. You can see negative signs for the total animals and also for the climate change self-perception. This is some of the difference to be identified like Maya people, the number of crops, and no Maya people. Some conclusion very fast, the poverty is still, the production of the milpa is still with the old people. Public policy programs is opposite to the environmental concern, environmental programs. Imperfect market skills because the distance to the capital city increase the productivity numbers. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Javier. Also, thanks for bringing some scales and numbers and quantitative data to us. Questions, comments? Yes, please. Oh, I have to.
Yes, thank you. Just a global question. What is about for Mexican agriculture? Are there some strategy for agroecological or for sustainable development for agriculture, and what kind of this strategy? Thank you.
There is always a very nice history. At the beginning of the federal administration from 2018-2024, the president Manuel, he started with the Ministry of Environment to support the ecology system. It was in contradiction to the conventional ministry. Because they support the agro industry, and this minister left the administration because they fight everything. And it's still insufficient. The public policy for agro. Only the ownership from what the agency for the research, they give a few budget for doing research and support. Now the public policy to be procure chemicals. It's a population. The next election is next year, or in the back of the fertilizer, the picture of the candidate.
Well, thanks, Javier. Would have been nice. I look forward to looking back into the abstract and paper to the details. I was just wondering, how would you characterize, from the perspective of these of the Mayan, of the farmers involved in the milpa system, how would you characterize their livelihood and their entertainment of the milpa system? Is it what we heard, a strategy of survival, of resistance? Is it you were talking now in the end about the distance to the market. So is that determinant? They don't have economic opportunities that may change their livelihoods, or how would you characterize it?
There are investing or foreign investing in Yucatan, like one company, huge company from Italy, and many manufacturers, and the young people wants to stay in manufacturing. We are losing the continuous of the milpa sector. Only all people is attaining. We did a huge report at national level a couple of years with one place, and we found that the shadow prices means the farmers give the value to the ornaments production is higher. Because if we put the market seed or the market price for the seed of the maize, we are in the red numbers. We lost money. But if we put the shadow prices, this is why the people are still planting, because they had a responsibility in the culture of the Maya people. They had to produce their own food for attending their family. It's a community level sense of culture. I characterize this one. There is no to the market. They produce for the guy to work to attend the family members. Also the women, the men, and all the family or relatives.
There is just something with the mic. Maybe put it like this.
Mike doesn't like you. Okay. Lovely, thanks. What percentage of total agricultural output would be accounted for by the Milpa system? Number one. Two, this connects with what Andreas was saying. How do you look at the next, let's say, decade, 2 decades or so? Because you yourself are saying that they're under considerable pressure in terms of maintaining that continuity. I hope you have a positive story there. Number three, you know, a very strong feature of Global South today is that boundaries between rural and urban have been completely blurred. What we find in many countries, China, India, and these are countries that I work on, and so I know very well, that they are multi-locational households. So you have, for a while, you are sort of, in your own village, then you go and work somewhere in multiple destinations, etc., etc. You come back, and so on and so forth. So this is kind of a continuous circulation, a perambulation which goes on and so on. So is that the case also with our, Mayan sort of, probably not. That is what I gathered from you. But others, what kind of implications does it have? Precisely because it has huge income implications and so on and so forth. I think maybe I should stop here.
Thank you so much, Professor Pravin. The first answer is the small producers had a deficit. All the production from the milpa is I have to use this one.
I'm not sure.
It's blue one.
That's blue, so it's just-
It's blue. Yeah. Okay. They produce with deficit. The yield for hectare is 500 kilograms in the milpa system. Yeah, it's natural because it is stony. They eat the crop with beans and squash and chili. Or they play. There is an open system. They put whatever they want. And obviously, we import in Yucatan. We import from Sinaloa, from the north of the country, maize. The yield in Sinaloa is 10 acres, 10 tons by acre. That means they produce a lot. And we import yellow maize, white maize. There is a deficit. Obviously, the production of the milpa is for the self-consumption, from the household consumption. If they need more, they buy in the market. The second, we find in this huge report, I would like to share with you, and we are losing local maize 3% by year. That means in 2050, we lost in accumulation, probably 60% of the maize, local maize were lost because the people, young people, they don't want to attend the milpa. They want prefer to job in Amazon, in Walmart, in these big companies. And the third question, unfortunately, Tren Maya is increasing in investment from the rich people. They look now Yucatan like oasis to invest. Is very sure natural resources. Mayan people to take pictures, to work with. Sorry for them. Well, they're investing. They are taking the land, paying very cheap for the land. And many people from the United States, from another countries, is investing in the land, this is land, because it's a paradise. It's very cheap. For the local people, it's enough money. If you ask them, you go, okay, it's quite stunning, I can produce more, it depends on the right season, the drought is increasing, my relatives, they don't want to continue to the milk system. It's sad, but still some parts, Joshua, for instance, Elizabeth, visit also, the Hido, or how Paulina said yesterday, is a community level. And they say, no, the land is for us. The land is for the next generation. We don't sell generation. By the way, in that community, they don't sell alcohol to drink. Why? Because the women make an agreement and they put away all the small stuff. That's in the empowerment, right? The rights, local. They decided, no individuals. They decided community.
Yeah, thanks, Javier, because I think it's quite important to talk about, we still, there is one more question. I just wanted to have a comment because I think we have to add community as a factor on certain, contexts to explain the dynamics of how is it working. And you have been ending up because it's not only the ownership on land, the individual ownership on land, it's also still, even though Ejido is destroyed as concept, but it is still important when talking about Mayan communities. It was the same when we have been talking yesterday about the Paulina's input, right on? So
a small comment. We have important trade-off because we're a poor country. Many people are poor and they prefer to give some money instead of conserving. They prefer to work with companies, they give you insurance, credit, they can buy a motorcycle, a bicycle, and participate in the football team, and something like that. The manufacturing sector gives the workers instead of conserving the land. It's very important for the poor people. The present is important. In the future, there is they don't have to expect it. There is a very nice song in Spanish for the very fun. If they want to kill me today, if you want to kill me tomorrow, kill me today. This is the culture.
Oh yeah, there are two more questions, maybe two. One here. Short questions, short answers, and then we're going to continue.
Yes, I had a question regarding the Tren Maya, because you mentioned also that the connection to markets is a problem, and this is a problem in a lot of countries. And one could say that the Tren Maya is maybe improving the connection between rural and urban communities, and therefore making it more easy for farmers to sell their produce directly on markets because they're not as separated anymore. So my question is, what is the problem with the Tren Maya, that it is not actually reaching this objective, but actually negatively impacting farmers and rural communities? And what could be made differently to actually connect farmers better with markets directly?
There is another question. There is another collect, and then.
Okay, thank you, Javier. My question is actually small and specific regarding subsidizing farmers. So at some point of your discussion, you mentioned that only few farmers are subsidized, like 32% maybe, yeah. So why not all farmers? I mean, what is the reason behind to subsidize only this few number of farmers? And the other is in what form they are subsidized, like in material or some financial form? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Right? And we visit a lot. One community is very close to Chichen Itza Castle. The huge pyramid is 20 kilometers from the Chichen Itza. And I asked them, what happened with Remaya? Did you receive the development? They promised development. Remaya, here, nothing happened. Only to work when the tracks were very close to here. The project is to transport tourists. There are millions of tourists coming here. Mainly. By the way, the biggest airport in Mexico is Cancun. Many flights from Emirates, from Frankfurt, around the world. And the local people, the next question is to respond locally. Not everybody received the subsidies for the chemistry fertilizer. This is a short list. It belongs from the party or the president, and they want to spread and to win votes for the next election in 2024. And there is a lot of corruption in that sector. We have many news in the newspapers mention that corruption is still in this Ministry of Agriculture sector. I feel confident that the stop to the spread for free.
Thank you, Javier.
Thank you.
Coming to our second presentation, which maybe is going to be hybrid. No, Andreas is here. You're going to make it. Okay. Okay, Andreas Braun is listening, and Ina Sieber is presenting here the case in Chile.
Yes.
This is yours.